This is also as interesting. This is from Dawg Pound Daily. Reasons why the Browns keeping Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry won't work. Number one, offense is completely broken. Number two, Andrew Berry has big failures on his Browns resume. Number three, Stefanski has a discipline issue. For the second year in a row, Browns lead the league in pre-snap penalties and lead the league with 27 turnovers. And number four, there is no quick fix for this team. I can understand people who have this opinion without question. I would think, as I thought through this, the reason the Browns' offense appears to be completely broken is they completely tried to build it around Deshaun Watson. They lost their identity running the football. They're not asking the offensive line to do the same things. That's a bad idea. Kevin Stefanski has no idea how to fix this hybrid offense because it's not what he knows. That's a problem. That is the core mistake that was made.
You take a look at it, and at least when you have an identity, you know what you can do with an identity. You can always say, this is what we do. This is how we are. I think one of the big mistakes was when Deshaun Watson was out for the year, Kevin Stefanski should have pivoted back to what Kevin Stefanski does best. It would have took a little bit of time, but everybody on the roster knows his playbook. They know what he wants to run. They've run it for multiple years. This is the first year Dorsey has been in the fold. I think they should have went back to that. Jameis Winston is a much better quarterback running play action and minimizing his risk and throwing interceptions when he's in shotgun strictly. I think there's a couple of things here that when you do look at it, the people who are saying that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have to go, they've built a resume and they've built up some things against them that is very hard to defeat. The one thing that's hard to defeat is, where's your quick fix?
Yeah.
You take a look at the quarterbacks in free agency. Sam Darnold is probably, if I was the Vikings, I would franchise tag him or at least give him a 2-year deal. Spot Track has him at almost getting $40 to $50 million a year because of the year he had, and the Vikings are playing lights out football. They're going to go to the playoffs. Mind you, they got J.J. McCarthy behind him, hasn't started. They could bring him along slowly after that injury. You take a look at the rest of the quarterbacks that's on that list. Easton Stick, Jacoby Brissett. They're talking about Teddy Bridgewater now. Like, guys this is what your free agent class looks like. Outside of the top 2 picks, you're going to have Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Don't worry about whether the Browns should take those guys or not, because they won't be on the board. New York and Vegas will have either one of those 2 quarterbacks. I put it on Twitter the other day. Hey, which one of these 2nd to 7th round guys you plan on taking? Because you're going to talk yourself into Gabriel from Oregon. You're going to talk yourself into a Quinn Ewers or Carson Beck. Jackson Dart is a hot name that people have been talking about. Jalen Milroe. These are guys that people are already starting to say, hey, if we can't get our quarterback in DTR ain't it and Jameis in it, maybe we get one of these guys in the 2nd round. It's a very damning situation because you don't have the assets to get one of the best quarterbacks either via free agency or through the draft, and you still owe Deshaun Watson $72 million on your cap as a dead cap hit, and you're still going to have to find another quarterback. So to me, this ain't a quick fix. Not to mention Nick Chubb. All of a sudden, it's been hurt three out of the 4 years. All of a sudden, the offensive line looks like they're very, they're getting a little bit older. And on top of that, the JOK hit is one of the biggest things that nobody is talking about. And I get it. You don't want to speculate on something that devastating. But when you have a neck injury and you have one of the linchpin of what your defense wants to run, ask Jim Shorts how much they miss his speed and his instinctual play at middle linebacker. When you miss a JOK and all of a sudden Myles Garrett is a year older, you still need to find another defensive end opposite him. You're not going to sign Greg Newsome. Jed Wills probably won't be on this team. And you still need another receiver besides Jerry Jeudy. I can see why people are like, this don't look so good. I can see why they go that route. Now, look, There's another big thing is if you are Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry and you're the front office, if Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry get off to a slow start next year,
Yep.
I think it's a foregone conclusion that they're already gone. So if you draft a quarterback this year and you get a draft class in here, and then now all of a sudden you got to get rid of Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski in the middle of the year, that means you've ruined that whole year, and the next coach is going to want to have his own quarterbacking guy anyway.
Yeah, and again, to your point, there is no quick fix. Now there are. You mentioned Myles Garrett. You have Denzel Ward. Who knows JOK? You have David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy. You got to find some linemen. The hallmark was you were winning up front. That's what Kevin Stefanski's teams did. They're not winning up front now. So I'm with you.